Hey, my name is Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Have you just had a day where you just can't wait to get to the results?
Wakey, wakey. Eggs and bakey.
Today's that day. I've been promising for a while that I was going to get back the results of the second blind. The first blind, I had 4 people that did 12 samples. This next one, it ended up being 7 people doing 6 samples. So I was very excited about that. Before we get started off, I've got a sample here, the Hardens Creek Clearmont. Dave Vogelsang, thank you very much for that. I have a feeling I'm going to need this as I go through that. And awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that. Let's give this a little nose real quick and get into it. Oh, man. Dave, right there, that is money. Thank you very much. So let me tell you a little bit about the people that were involved in this. So we had 2 people that have their own YouTube channels. Both of them do whiskey or bourbons on there. The first of the 2 guys from Whiskey Wisdom. So we had Matt and we had Brandon from Whiskey Wisdom. The funniest part about that is they did a live stream on my sister-in-law's birthday, and we're like, hey, we want to do the blinds, do you mind if you come on? I'm like, no, that's cool. So this video never got published. It was a live stream, so those that actually watched it got to enjoy it. But we'll just say that one of the 2 had such a good time that he never went back to watch the video because he was afraid of what he may or may not have said or done, and he did nothing wrong. You could just tell he was feeling really good. So we'll just leave that at that. The second, we got Brian out at Guitars, Whiskey, and Golf. I'll put some links in this too for all of his. He did all his blinds on his channel and went through them and stuff like that. Outside of that, we have some amazing contributors to this channel, which I was so glad that all of them were able to participate. One of them's Derek. Derek was actually was a draw just to see, to have someone that was a member of the channel get drawn for it. It just happened to be Derek. Derek, during that day when I gave him his samples, he was the one that gave me the 13th Colony Cast Strength Rye. Thank you so much for that. Truly appreciate it. And I've got some other things for Derek that we've been talking about some stuff, and I wanted to get him some samples to try. So hopefully later this week I'll get those for him too. Terrence, those that know the show know Terrence. Terrence is an amazing guy. Been bourbon hunting with him. He's gotten me some amazing things. Him and I have opportunity to get samples back and forth to each other. He just got a package today, and I just got a package today, so we do an excellent job taking care of each other there. But he always does so much more. Terrence, thank you for that. Thank you for participating in that. Dave Vogelsang, who I have this sample from, we missed out meeting each other, recently. He had some work things and he was going to be in the area, but weather and timing and everything got messed up. But he's been able to do some things for me, and I've been able to do some things for him. But like everything else, it seems like you guys do so much more for me. I truly appreciate it. And the last one out there is the Bloody 81. I've never asked if I could use his real name, so I'll have to ask that in the future. Super cool guy. Out from California. It turns out that he was raised in the town of Texas Tech, where Zach Thomas played his college ball and stuff, but he serves in the military. Actually got me some of the Innkeepers 2XO to try. Truly appreciate that. These are all people who have been super active members of this channel. Even though one was drawn randomly, Derek's done a fantastic job too, and I truly appreciate you all participating. My favorite part of these blinds is seeing where the answers are going to go. So that is the coolest part. Like I said, 6 2-ounce samples, 7 people got to try them out, and I've got the results right here. And I'm just going to see if you guys get some of the same laughs that I got on this, because it always just makes me happy. These are one of my favorite things to do, to see what other people think, because there's no wrong answer, but just some of the answers are just hysterical to me. So what I'm decided to do is Below me here, I've got the 6 bottles. What I'm going to do is pull them up in order from 6 all the way up to number 1 to show you who won. What I did is this pretty simple grading system. Everyone grades 1 to 10 a little bit different. What I told them to do is rank them 1 to 6. And what I did is the bottle that had the lowest number is number 1. The bottle that had the highest number is number 6. So coming in, and I'll give you some descriptions that I was given on this. And it's funny how some people, you know, they hit it right on the head, or they liked it right away, or they just were like, what is this? So sample number 2 is what came in number 6. One of the reviews was that they would not buy this again. I think it's about 105 proof, which isn't far off. Pretty good on the proof there. Honey, fruit, maybe a hint of dark chocolate on the nose. Palate, fruit, some sweetness, some oak, little bitter, pleasant one-noter. So it's a pleasant one-note bourbon for them. Not great, but better than number 3 and 4. So that'll be something you find out later with 3 and 4 in their samples. Another person said that they had this as they would buy again at 115 proof is what their thoughts were, which wasn't far off either. Another one said they would buy it again. It's about 96 proof. From the nose, I picked up some caramel. Caramel definitely not carrying over to the palate and not too strong on the nose. Easy sipping, has a short finish. The next one we had it. They ranked it their number 6, which was surprising, but I think that they probably understood this bottle most than anybody. It says, smells like a Buffalo Trace item on the nose, lighter on the nose than sample 1, vanilla berry but more oak, similar profile. Light berry, vanilla, oaky but sweet. I like it. Easy sipper. Finish medium oak and light berry. Sub 100 proof, like E.H. Taylor single barrel or small batch. They enjoyed it, but it was their last ranked bottle. I can tell you that Whiskey Wisdom rated this as their last ranked bottle. I can tell you Brian at Guitars, Whiskey, and Golf made it their number 2 bottle, but it ended up in last place. We had ranks 4, 3, 4, 6, 2, and 6. And that last place bottle is Weller Antique 107 store pick from ABC. So this came in absolute last place. And it's a cumulative thing. It's just one person can't tank it either way, but if you get enough people on the same bandwagon, it brought the numbers down. So I was kind of surprised that the Weller Antique 107 came in at 6th place on that. So I'm like, okay, it happens. So let's go ahead and let's get over to the 5th place bottle on here. This was sample number 5. It's 1, 2, 3. 3 liked it. 3 would not buy it. They all kind of had it anywhere between 115 and 110 proof. So they were really good on the proof. The nose was muted, floral, pleasant, but odd. Palate, sweet, smooth, good mouthfeel. Not unpleasantly kind, but it's kind of different. Would like to try more. Okay, so maybe they go into it. Little bit of proof and spice, not bad. Okay. Thoughts and tasting notes, butterscotch notes. Another put on the nose, I picked up a floral or fruity note with some caramel. Did not pick up the floral fruit note on the palate. Picked up some spice, which lingered for a bit, and then tasted some cinnamon, tobacco, longer finish. Found this interesting and like it. Another nose, delinquent oak and cherry. Small ethanol, palate, oak, spice, mid palate, into the fruit, and then oak tannin, bitter on finish, medium on finish. I'm telling you, Brian just disliked this bottle. He did not like this bottle at all. This was the 5th sample, and that comes in as Maker's Mark. And this is the Maker's Mark 47 cask, coming in at 110.3 proof. I liked this, but it ended up 5 in the blind. So 6 was our Antique 107 store pick. 5 coming in Maker's Mark. And I really like the Maker's Mark, and I like the Antique 107. So maybe I'm just not living life right. Next one in here, sample number 4. So got 1, 2, 3, 4 no's. Nope, got 3 and 3. Half said yes, half said no, that they'd buy it again. We got the proof ranging between 100 and 90, so they were really good on the proof points. It's oak. So on the nose, we got some citrus, orange, mint. On the palate, earth, funky, but in a good way. Some oak, pleasant but not great, not getting a lot. Someone else put in here, traditional bourbon and caramel. From the nose, I picked up some vanilla, caramel, definitely carried over to the palate with some spice, and it was smooth with a longer finish. This Hardin's Creek is very good. On the nose, excellent. Sweet vanilla oak with red fruit. Small amount of ethanol. Palate, mouthfeel is thin up front with berry note. Transitions to spice on the mid. And then oak, barrel char on the back. Finish, medium, heavy oak and berry. This came in 4th place in this. And this was Fox and Odin. So this is a double oaked that I picked up earlier this year. Didn't know anything about them. And said, okay, let's see what this is all about. I wasn't over the moon about it, but I thought this would give some people an opportunity to try something that maybe they haven't tried before. And so I was pleasantly surprised that this actually came in ahead of the Antique 107 and the Maker's Mark 46 cast strength. So that kind of shocked me right there. So coming in 3rd place, so this is kind of starting up on the medals now. This was one that I was really surprised how well it did on some of the bottles that I put in here. So first one off the bat, hell no, they would not buy it. 93 proof. I got a yes at 90 proof, a no at 92 proof, a no at 95 to 100. But then I got ranks 2 and 3. I got a 3 from Brian out at Guitars, Whiskey, and Golf. And I got a 2 out at Whiskey Wisdom. Some of the notes I got were odd, funky, something familiar but can't place it. Dirty socks, cat urine, question mark. Palate, bread, oak, bitter, not a fan at all. One noter, and it's not a good note. Not much in there. Glad it's finished. So this person was very happy not to have to drink this one again. But the other people seemed to really, really liked it. Tasting notes and thoughts, more traditional bourbon, brown sugar, caramel. From the nose, I picked up on some slight caramel and citrus notes. Light on the palate with more of the citrus note, short finish. Smell, heavy barrel, fruit up front with light oak on vanilla on the back. Light vanilla caramel up front on the palate. Mid palate, tons of berry with a finish of oak and caramel. Long peppery finish with oak on the back. So this came in at 3rd place, and this one really kind of surprised me. This is a celebrity bourbon, Brothers Bond Cask Strength, and this came in at 115.1 proof. A lot of people just kind of seem to have it in that mid-range where they liked it but didn't hate it, except for one person who had it as their last bourbon that wondered if it was dirty socks and cat urine. So definitely interesting there. But you can see how sometimes one person can really skew things. But everyone else had this. If someone had it ranked their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, there were actually all the numbers were taken up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was the varying opinion on this. You either really liked it, it was in the middle of your pack, or you just hated it. So very interesting. Coming in 3rd place over here, Brothers Bond Cask Strength. This one kind of surprised me more than any on here, coming in at 2nd place. So this is sample 1. And so I had 1, 2, 3, 4 yeses that will purchase this and 2 no's. One of the yes, the first thing they said was about 127.5 proof. Nose is caramel, fruit, some ethanol, which smells, saying it smells hot. Good mouthfeel, classic Kentucky, sweet, high proof with a hug. Longest finish of the group. Next person put it as, and he put it as his number 1. Next person put it as their number 6. They would not buy it again. It's at 125 proof. Thoughts and tasting notes: apricot and tasted high proof, but they did not like this one at all. They rated it their number 6 bourbon. Next person also rated it their number 6 bourbon. They thought it was a high 80s proof. They did not like it. It says, from the nose has a citrus smell. Floral, I was picking up a champagne smell. Pick up the citrus on the palate and then ends with a bitter taste afterward. Had to steal a Pringle from my son to get rid of the bitterness. Laugh out loud. So definitely 2 people in a row that did not like it. The next person just absolutely freaking nailed it. So they rated it as their ranked number 1. Smell: beautiful fruit nose, strawberry and grape, young, 6 to 8 years, no oak, smells like a Buffalo Trace product. Taste like a Stag Junior or Buffalo Trace profile. Red fruit, only oily with a punch of oak and vanilla on the back. Finish: nice medium to long finish with oak tannin on the back. Instant buy, up to $150 to $200. So good. Really enjoyed this pour. So we have one person ranked it as their number 1, then 2 in a row ranked it as their last bourbon, and the next person ranked it as their number 1. And then when you have a chance, if you do look at the links when you check out Brian on Guitars, Whiskey, and Golf, he had this as his number 1 rated bourbon. When he was doing the initial tasting, he thought this was a Jack Daniel's barrel proof single barrel. The Whiskey Wisdom was not a big fan of this. So it kind of shocked me. This is Stag Junior, 131.1 proof. Came in, this is 15. So this is the Stag Junior 15, 131.1 proof. One person nailed it, knew exactly what they were dealing with. And it's funny because 4 people were really close on the proof, and a couple people were just so way off on the proof. But Stag Junior came in second place, which comes us to our number 1, which was definitely the shocker for me because there was one person that just vehemently hated this bottle, but everybody else kind of really liked this bottle. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pour a sample of this. And you know, I've been building the sample pack over here for Sunday to give away. I'm going to add this to the sample pack as the blind winner. So this had rank 2, rank 2, rank 1, rank 2, rank 6, rank 1. And then so everybody had this in their top 2, except for one person that just absolutely hated this. So first person, they would buy this again. They think it's about 120 proof, mild floral candy sweetness on the nose, butterscotch sweet on the front, and then hits with baking spices on the back. Has some proof. I like it. I would buy a bottle to experience more. Spicy, decent length. Number 2 finish of the group. Hard choice between 1 and 6 for the winner. So this person acknowledged, hey, I like the Stag first, but this one was a tough one, and it was tough to figure out if I like this bottle or the Stag most. Next person said yes, they think it's about 100 proof. Thoughts and tasting notes: got a fruity apricot on this one. Person that ranked it their number 1, yes, about 105 proof. On the nose, I picked up some spice, caramel, carried over to the palate. Spice, caramel, tobacco, has a good burn to it. Next person ranked 2, they would buy it again. Nose, fruit bomb up front, sweet aged oak in the back. Smell, proof a little bit on the nose. Palate, punch of flavor up front with oily, viscous mouthfeel. Grapefruit with aged oak and caramel. Dense flavors and makes mouth tingle. Nice long finish, sweet fruity oak finish. Love it and would buy a bottle. And this person would spend $100 to $150 on this. I'll just let you know, Brian from Guitars, Whiskey, and Golf hated this bottle. He absolutely hated this bottle. He just went kind of on a little diatribe about how much he hated this bottle. So check it out when you get a chance. I'll put some of the links in the description. Check it out, how much he hated this bottle. And guys from Whiskey Wisdom rated it as their #1 bottle. And it had a total of 14 points. Everything else had 20 or more points. Stag was at 20. The highest was 25 over here. But this came in at 14 points. And probably a bottle you haven't heard of. Filibuster comes in at 117.1 proof. This is a single barrel store pick from the bottle shop. It's just a 4-year-old. But a lot of people really seem to like it, which is really surprising. Not a lot of people have heard about Filibuster or know about Filibuster. I took a roll on this at the store that I like to, one of the stores I like to shop at, the one I affectionately call my mistress. And it was, I think, $50 bottle, and it beat everything else up out here on the table. So that's the cool part and the best part about blinds. Blinds are the bias killer. You just have your senses to go by and what you're feeling like that day. Thank you, Finn. Finn kind of shook the camera a little bit there. But it's really neat and cool. So I will be putting a sample of the Filibuster who won this blind to kind of let you taste it and let you get your thoughts on it too if you happen to win the cigar batches and then the Founders 10 and 11. Don't forget that's going to be drawn Sunday if you said the right phrase in the right video. I know this was a long-winded one. I love doing these because they teach me a lot too, and I have a lot of fun. Some people are just right on top of things, and some people just have a total different opinion of things, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I hope you all have an amazing night. Dave, thank you for the amazing drink tonight. All the participants, thank you so much for participating in that. Can't wait to do another blind in the future. I have fun with these. God bless and have a great night.